Did you guys know that I once bought a guitar? I bought this like 9 years ago to learn guitar. I could play you something, but in reality, I bamboozled you. I can't play guitar, I bought this for decoration. And with pretty things in my hands, I would say let's take a look at the best designed cards from Forged in the Barrens, so we can see which cards we can play to have fun. Yep, guitar. And I would like to give a big thanks to today's sponsor, OperaGX. It is the world's first browser for gamers, being extremely useful especially if you play on PC. And that is because of GX control. And it shows you everything you need. How much RAM and CPU usage is used per tab in your browser. Hit the button and kill it if you need to. Network limiter, RAM limiter. You want to save your RAM because it's precious to you? Take it way down. Same for CPU. 22? It's too much. Let's go down to like 3. Let's go to 3. And I don't want to see much here, but the one browser uses a lot more than the other. We get the GX player, which allows you to log into Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music. Anything is integrated into your sidebar. So instead of having to switch tabs, you just have it there one click away. Talking about the sidebar, the same is true for both messengers as well as Twitch. You want to hit Discord? One click, it's there. You want to see who goes live in Twitch and you want to get notified? Also there. Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger, everything is integrated into your sidebar. Now you like the design, but you would like to change it? Top right corner, click a different design. Neon themed, breaks the darkness of the night, looks pretty good, and if you have something like a Razer Chroma, it can also be connected to that. The moment you get the browser, you got the ad blocker. You want to have a free VPN? Also in this browser. Want to boost your performance and clean out files? Hit the cleaner, start cleaning. Whatever you Google, even if it's gibberish, you hit enter and it's forced dark mode. And it even tells me that in German. Klingt gut. So click the link in the description down below on the pinned comment to download OperaGX right now. If you get the browser, use hashtag installGX, and I will make sure to take 2 eyes and put them onto your comment. Again, big thanks to OperaGX for sponsoring this video. And now let's get back to it. Wow, Solem, it's so hot in here. Is that fire? No. It's the Altar of Fire. Yeah, it destroys 3 cards. I want to play Disrupt Warlock and that legendary that summons the portal because the portal is pretty funny. Here's what I plan on doing. Double Hacklebot, double Nosferatu, 1 Ticketus, little bit of Deathlord, and then we drop double Altar of Fire to destroy our own deck. I always like the idea of destroying your own deck and then maybe get a benefit later on. When I was a Yu-Gi-Oh player back in the day, I played Light Swans, which is basically discard from your deck. And this is kind of like discard and destruction together. I just really like that archetype. So for me, Destruction Warlock, ruining combos, especially if your opponent plays Porkelt in Reno Priest and you hate Raza Priest, well, you just play this card, Raza Gun, Anduin Gun, Psychic Scream Gun, easy clap, win for you. For numero 2. We get Arcane Luminary. First of all, those colors look really saturated, but the cards that didn't start in the deck cost 2 less, but not less than 1. Meaning, if you want to play Discover Random Mage, which I want to play, really, this card is pretty fun. It reminds me of Ethereal Peddler, the card for Rogue that is on screen. But it's cheaper, and it's an elemental, so you actually have synergy on the upcoming turns. I'm just a big fan of playing Hearthstone for fun without the incentive to win at all, and just play random stuff and see what happens, play double York in any deck, and for those meme decks, this card is perfect. Also, it's not broken because cards you have don't cost 0, they cost at least 1 mana, making this card a good design, and a little bit of random, and some elemental poured into that mix as well. Then, and I mentioned that yesterday, for the worst cards, I had Celestial Alignment in here, and I think this is one of the best designed cards they ever have. You can pretty much play a different game when you play Hearthstone with this card alone. If you play a card like Astral Communion, you put yourself at 10 mana and discard your hand. But if you play this card, you play this game with your opponent. It's pretty bad because your opponent does go first, but it's something for both people. Also, really beautiful artwork, and I hope it looks even better in gold because this card looks so sick. One of my favorite artworks in the entirety of Hearthstone so far. But I will play that Night Sky, and I really hope, like Tree of Life, it has some sick animation for the entire board, so I can make a video titled The Best Animations and put that in there. Next, we get the efficient Octobot, the EOB. It's a mech, and when it survives, it reduces the cost of the cards in your hand by 1. So this is pretty much Emperor Torreson for Rogue. And because it's a mech, you can play it for 1 mana with Mech Warper, 0 mana with Mech Warper and Galvanizer. You could actually play Mech Rogue if you really want to, and then you can play Corkmaster's Wrench, for example. Or if you just want to play combo decks, which I really want to play when it comes to Rogue, I'd rather play that thing and maybe Shadow Stab that than playing Emperor Torreson for 6 mana. This card is great. You could reduce this to 0 mana, play 2 of them, damage both, and then have even more mana reduction. This card is great for combos. Probably bad in reality. Actually, is it bad in reality? What if you just play this in Rogue period and you just drop it on turn 2? It probably survives damage, it has 4 health. Maybe this is actually just a good card, but I like it for meme combos. And I like the design. So for that, Octobot is an Octo Include. Then we get an OTK, potentially, with Mordrash Fire Eye. I really like the idea of changing your hero power or making it useful for the rest of the game. It's next to a hero portrait the entire time, and there's a reason you play a class, probably because of the cards in there and the hero power. With that thing, the mage hero power becomes really good. I want to play Bran, summon double Ragnaros because of Janna Lai, play Mordresh a couple times, win the game. If you have mana biscuits, this thing, and then something like Potion of Illusion to get a 1 mana version of this card back to your hand, and you even have something like Bran to make it even more complicated, there could be an easy OTK with that. Easy meaning at like bronze 5 to like bronze 3. But it could be easy in that range. I will play that OTK, I will make it happen, and it's going to be fun. On stream next week on March 29th. At least I come back at that point, but whenever the expansion drops, so like a day later or so. Then if you want to play for fun and you like Taunt Druid, Razor main Battle Guard. I like N'Zoth, I like Hadronox. Sad thing is, those cards are really slow and bad. With this thing, you can play Taunt but aggressive. Also because you can play 2 of those, and you could play like a Taunt Death Battle minion and then stack multiple reduction effects on top of each other, you could just play 2 of those cards and then dump your entire hand on the bot. There might be like a combination of like Macropper, this card, the Death Battle minion, and whatever else is there to reduce the cost of cards in your hand, and then you just dump everything and win the next turn using Savage Draw. Or you just play Taunt Druid and have it easier in the first couple turns, because Taunt minions are really slow and not that good. Or with Razor main, they might shine yet again. Pretty simple card next, Sunscale Raptor. When this minion takes damage, you shuffle another version of this card into your deck, but it has +2/+1 in stats. So the next time you draw it, it would be a 1 mana 3/4. And then a 1 mana 5/5, and so on and so forth, meaning this card is endless if it survives damage. So it's like Hunter's version of Jade Idol when it comes to avoiding fatigue. I like the idea of that a lot because at any point you could technically kill it if you have enough damage. And I do like Pogo Hopper, where you play the same card over and over to make it bigger. If you play this card over and over, it grows and it becomes bigger. Then the legendary for Hunter called Tavish Stormpike. After a friendly beast attacks, summon another beast from your deck that costs 1 less. Meaning if you were to play this card into, let's say, the 6/9 statted Scorpion, which attacks, and then you summon Tundra Rhino to give everything charge, and then your Rhino attacks face, and then you summon like the 5/4 from GVG into all the other beasts that you have for 3, 2, 1, and 0 mana available. This could easily be an OTK for 9 mana. If you happen to have 2 copies of every card and only draw the legendary and only draw the Scorpion, and the other copies of the cards are still in your decks, maybe it's a bit complicated. But for meme hunter combos, this card is fantastic. I want to play this, want to make the OTK happen, want to see how it goes. And because of that, Tavish, he is on my list. Another hunter card, Warsong Wrangler. Discover a copy of a beast in your deck and give all copies of it, wherever they are, +2/+1. That would mean if the cards are on the battlefield, they get the buff immediately. If you play something like Unleash the Hounds, use Dire Frenzy on that, and then play this card, he would buff everything. And even better, if you play Carnessa, your queen, and you shuffle 15 Raptors into your deck, you'll play Warsong Wrangler, buff all of those, and then you summon 1 mana 5/3s that draw you a card. And if you want to beam it up even more, you could play something like Bran or Alec, and then shuffle like 60 of those into your deck. And every turn for just 7 mana, you have an entire board of 5/3 attack minions. I like the idea of that a lot. It's probably going to be completely useless, but the design is great. For mage we got Wildfire next. Increase the damage of a hero power by 1. And I think this is one of the most interesting design cards we ever had, despite being really simple. First of all, sick artwork. Probably looks good in golden. Then, if you want to play even mage with Wildfire, you could buff your hero power to like 2 or even 3 damage, and then because of all the hero power synergy we get in this expansion, especially Mordred, you could play some really fun hero power mage. I just like the idea of utilizing your hero power throughout the game. Think about all the top decks. They don't use their hero power. Unless you play Raza Priest, your hero power is pretty bad. With Wildfire, it's a lot better though. And because of that, it's the last card on my top 10 best designed cards for this expansion. For the honorable mention though, we got the Razorfen Beastmaster and the Razor Boar. I think Death Rattle Demon Hunter is going to be a solid tier 7 deck that is going to lose a lot of games, but will be fun to play. And maybe if you draw the right cards, those cards to be precise, then every single time something dies, you summon the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And because of that, those are well-designed cards, I think. Those cards are not broken by themselves, but together, they are like a strong unit. And they won't break, they stick together. Now let me hear what you guys think is the most fun card in this expansion, because I want to play some meme decks. I want to play the game for fun, I don't care about winning. Just want to drop the funny cards and make some things happen. Returning to streaming on the 29th of March, as mentioned, and we're gonna play Hearthstone a couple times. And we will have fun. All the funny decks are going to be uploaded to the second channel, Solem Daily, which is almost daily, and it's going to be daily again with the next expansion. And until then, here are the best cards, here are the worst cards, and I would say, take care.